Hello everyone and welcome to the sixth session of the Management Reports Badging series. Today's session is all about the business dashboard within your Sage 50 accounts software. My name is Abby and I am going to be your host for this morning. Today's session is booked out for around 45 minutes. These sessions have been very busy, so please do bear with us on the questions front. Today I have Michael, Jackie and Matt supporting the webinar, so do keep them busy, but also do try and keep your questions relating to today's topic if you can. So some of you may have attended a webinar before, some of you may be new, so we'll just go through a little bit of housekeeping. So when you join, you will be placed on mute. If you wish to ask any questions, then you can just use the icon that looks like a little speech bubble with the question mark in the middle. You can pop your questions across where one of the guys will be able to pick those questions up for you. I will try my best to answer some of the questions live on the session, but like I say, we do have three experts in the background answering your questions today. To download a copy of today's handout, you can click on the icon that looks like a little document with the folded corner. We would recommend downloading this as it will have some helpful links to the Help Centre. Please note, this session is recorded and it will be included in your follow-up email, which you will receive around an hour after the session has ended. So don't worry if you feel like a little bit overwhelmed today by the information I'm going to tell you, then you can also refer back to that recording once you've received that via email, just to do a recap. Okay, so as I say, we've been doing a management report badging series all week. So we've covered nominal records, working with chart of accounts, trial balance, profit and loss and balance sheet, running management reports for previous or future financial years, reconciling your age debtors and creditors reports, and then today we've got the business dashboard. And then we've got the quiz to test your knowledge. Now, to earn your badge, you do have to attend at least 5 out of the 6 sessions, and you need to also attend the quiz. You don't need to get all the answers right on the quiz, it's just your attendance that will count to earn you your digital badge. Now, I've done quite a few of these badges now, and they do now go through Accredible, and I'll be going to show you a short video towards the end of the session all about how you get access to that badge as well. A lot of people tend to put them on their email signatures. You can pop them on your social media, your LinkedIn. It's entirely up to you how you share that badge. Okay, so this is what we're going to be covering on today's session. So we're going to do a brief introduction all about the business dashboard. There's not a lot of slides in terms of this content, but it's going to be mainly demonstration today. So what we'll do is we'll then pop into the demonstration. So we're going to look at getting started, how to set them up, how to edit your dashboard, how to add widgets, how to share your dashboards with other users and colleagues, and then also as well access rights, so how you can give access or restrict access to those business dashboards. Then towards the end, we'll talk about further support, and like I say, we'll pick up any of those further questions that do come through. Just before we move on, just want to launch a poll on your screen there. And I'm just wanting to know, have you used the business dashboard before? So simple answer, yes, no, or never heard of it prior to signing up for the webinar. Now we have just done this session before, so you may have heard of it when we've done the session prior. I know Michael's covered this session, and I've also covered this session previously as well. So I can see those answers are starting to come through nice and quick now. So we usually wait until we get around 70–75%. And then what I'll do is I'll also share those results with you on your screen so you can also see the outcome. Let's give it a little bit longer just for those to get those votes in. Okay, so we've got around 70% there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that poll down. Don't worry if you haven't voted. So as you can see, we've got 22% of you have used the dashboard before, currently using it, or have heard of it. We've got 65% of you who are not using the business dashboard, And we've got 13% of you that have never heard of it prior to signing up for the webinar. But hopefully by the end of today's session, we'll be able to change those minds and give you a bit more insight on how you can use your software to understand your business a bit more. So what we'll do is we'll hide that pull down and we'll get stuck in. So a little bit of background to start with. So what is the business dashboard? So essentially, it is a visual overview of your information in the software. It makes it easy to stay on top of your key business data, providing you with visual overview of your company performance. It brings together information from multiple reports and presents that in a visual format that is a business dashboard. Now, there are standard dashboards, templates that you can work from, which you can set up very quickly, and you'll see that in the demonstration today. But you do also have the option to create your own from scratch as well. Now, availability. So the dashboard feature is only available if you are on version 28 or above. It is available on all variants, so that's Essentials, Standard and Professional, so there's no limit there. But you must be on a subscription-based license to be able to use the dashboards within your software. So if you're not sure about your license, then you can contact our support team and they'll be able to provide you that information. So when we say subscription-based, obviously, you know, it's a monthly payment, so that's the way that you would get access to that option. If you still can't see it going, it's either going to be down to your version, down to your license, or could be your user profile if you're not necessarily logging in as a manager or administrator. And it may be that your user profile just haven't yet been given access to the business dashboards. But like I say, that's the introduction. So what we'll do is we'll just go straight into the demonstration. So I'm going to pop over to my software. Okay, so the business dashboards should be the third option from the top down the left-hand side of your software. Again, if you don't see it, it's going to be down to user access, license version, but also as well, it could be that it's not being displayed on this menu because you can actually hide these options down the left-hand side. So you can also right-click on your mouse, and then you can also make sure that it is ticked within here as well. So if we pop into business dashboards, and you will be presented with this option here. So this is the view you'll see if you have not got a dashboard created. So as you see, you've got the templates that I've mentioned earlier. So you've got your business overview. So this shows key business metrics, including profit and loss, VAT liability, and business liquidity. You've got supplier overview. So that means that you can keep on top of the money that you owe to suppliers with aged creditors, disputed invoices, and overdue invoices as well. And then you've got customer overview. So keep on top of money owed by your customers with aged debtors, disputed invoices, and overdue invoices as well. So you can select these options, or you do have the option to create my first dashboard if you wish to start from scratch. So you can click on just one of these, two of these, or you can click on all three. And then once you've selected the ones that you want to create out of the templates, you can click create the selected dashboards. So it's creating those dashboards for me. And we'll just pop into the business overview one first. So that's created those dashboards for me. So if we just expand that menu, so you can expand and collapse the menu just by using this option here, and that will make that menu a bit smaller. So it's really simple to get up and running, and you can't do any harm by having a go at the dashboards either, as it's a bit like running a report. It doesn't change anything in your software. Just think of it of looking at the information you see in a report in a different format. So in here, we've got the business overview. So this is the first dashboard that I've created. So these panels here are referred to as widgets. So you've got the profit and loss, the VAT liability, the business liquidity. And if we scroll down, we've got money in and money out. And we've also got debtors days as well. You do also have the option to refresh as well. So you've got the refresh button along the top. So if we just pop back out and then back in, you've got either you can refresh on the actual widget itself, or you've got the refresh option along the top. We pop into suppliers. We'll load this one up as well. So while they're loading the figures for me, we've got top suppliers, trade creditors, overdue suppliers, and disputed supplier transactions. You can see they're loading up there for me now. And you can see now, once they're all loaded, you do get the option for refresh as well. So if you want to refresh the whole dashboard, you've got that option there, or you've got the refresh on individual widgets as well. So the idea is we're not having to run a report to see who our top suppliers are on each creditor's report or an overdue supplier balance report. It's a quicker way to get access to those figures at an overview level rather than having to run those reports. We pop into customer overview. We've got top customers, trade debtors, overdue customer invoices, and then we've got disputed customer transactions as well. So you can see it's a similar layout as to the other ones as well. So we'll pop back into business overview. So you might be wondering, well, what's the time frame of the data? So this actually depends on what it's actually looking at. So your profit and loss, so this widget here, it's going to be the case that it's going to be looking at your current financial year in the software. So very much like the report. Now, if you want to amend a specific widget, so for example, if you want to choose the profit and loss, it's got a little settings configure icon in the top right. So we'll click on that. So you can see the other ones are grayed out. And this is probably the first level of information that springs to mind when you're thinking about a business dashboard. Well, what's the overview? What position am I in? So if you want to amend a specific widget, you have got that little icon on each of the in each of the widgets. So as you can see, it's grayed out, so it's highlighting this as the one that we're on. So you can rename the widget along the top. So for example, you might want to change that to income and expenditure rather than the P&L. You've got other options that you can also tick, so you can show previous year. As you can see, as I'm ticking those options, it's slightly changing the graph. And you can also tick the last one as well, so show net profit as well. So you can have as little or as much information you want to display on there. You can also amend the size of the widget as well. So you can see in the very bottom right hand corner, you've got them those little dots. You can drag those and have those as big or as little as you wish. To save those changes, so we'll just make that a little bit bigger. To save those changes, just back in the top right hand corner, you've got the little green tick as well, and that will save those changes. You can also move these around, but I'll show you that in just a moment. So I'll tick the green tick, and you can see it's saved those changes for me. Now, different widgets or different panels, however you want to refer to them as, have different options. So for example, if we click on business liquidity, we click on the cog again, you can see I've now got different options within here. I can click on the drop downs. I can select different bank accounts that I want to show in this widget as well. So let's just say I want to take out petty cash, for example. Click done, click the tick, and then that will update for me. So we're going to go now into the edit option. So this is an edit in the top right-hand corner. And this is where you can change the order of your widgets and how they show on the screen. So we'll just collapse that down so we've got a little bit more space. So in here, you can actually drag these to be in a different order, drag them around the screen and how they seem to fit. I've got quite a small screen because I am on my laptop, but if you have a bigger, like a monitor, you might have more space to move these around as well. So I also want to show you in here as well. This is where you can add in more widgets. Now, when I created the dashboards, the 3 that I've created so far, it's obviously popped some of these widgets already in there for me. So for the business overview that we're looking at the moment, it's already populated some of those for me. But there may be additional widgets that you want to include on there. Now, how the various widgets calculate and what they show, that information is on our help center, and there is a great article which is called "What Information Can I Add to My Business Dashboard?" I'm sure one of the guys will be able to get that article for me and pop it in the chat if anyone needs that. Now, if you are wanting to add a widget to your dashboard, you're not restricted to add, business-related ones to the business overview. You can add customer supplier themed widgets to your business overview, so it's not restrictive in that way. You might want to have a dashboard that is combined of that information. So, for example, I want to add top customers to my business overview. It's going to pop it in the bottom for me there. Like I say, if you wanted to drag that around as well, you want to move that one up. You can also drag that around into the space and it'll move it around for you. So that's the basics of setting up the dashboards. Now, like I say, I'm not going to go through all of the widgets. I'll let you explore those yourself. Once you've, like you say, you've added a new widget, you've moved them around and things like that, you might want to adjust the size, you might want to make this one a little bit bigger. You then click Finish Editing and it'll save that format for you. To create new dashboards to add to this panel, so we'll just expand that panel out. You want to add a new one in here. You might want to have one specific to a user. You can click New Dashboard. You can then use one of the templates again if you wanted to, or you can just create a blank one and it will create a new one. So let's just say this is going to be my overview. So we'll call it Abby. We'll create new, and it'll create a new one down the left-hand side. And then that's when I can start adding, add report widgets. So I want to, I might want my profit and loss in here. I might want to see that overview. But again, then I want to also see my top customers. And also as well, I might want to see, okay, well, unpaid customer invoices as well. And then you click Finish Editing, and then I can then just start from scratch and just add in the widgets that are relevant to me. And also as well, it might be a good idea is like why you might want to change the names of the widgets as well. So again, just to remind you, into the settings cog, and then you can change the name along the top. Now it might be that I want to share this dashboard, although I'm logged in as manager, and I've created this dashboard for my user Abby, might be myself or someone else. I might want to share this dashboard with other users as well. So if we pop back into Edit, and you might have seen the option there just before called Share Dashboard. So we click on Share Dashboard, and then it gives me the option here to share this with other users. So it might be select all as view only. It might be that I want Michael to view it, but I want Jackie to be able to view it and edit it. So then when I click save, when they log in on their user profiles and they go into their business dashboard, they will also see that one down the left-hand side called Abby. You can also, we'll just finish editing on that one, you can also take snapshots of the business dashboard as well. So it might be, you know, certain areas. So, well, you've got the little dashboard screenshot option. In the very top right, you've got the camera icon. So if we take a snapshot, it's took a screenshot successfully. Then if I just quickly open my Word document, drag this across, if I do paste, it's then pasted the snapshot of those widgets into a Word document for me. It could be a PowerPoint. So it might be that you might want to be sending, you might be sending a document, a report, and you know, you might want to add in some of the widgets with the figures. It might be that you send it to, you know, the managing director or someone who may need to see these figures. So at least then if you're generating a report, writing up information on your business, you can then include those as well. Okay, so that is the dashboards in a nutshell. You have the option to create one using an existing template, or you can create one from scratch. They're customizable in the sense that you can change the name, criteria, the size and position of the widget. You can share the dashboard with other users, and you can also take a snapshot of your dashboard to share on a document or an email. If you want to give access, so it might be that you have control of what your users have access to, I will show you how you can give access to your other users. So we pop into settings, you go down to user management, and then into users. You then select a user. So we'll just say Jackie has got full at the moment. So if you want to give access or remove access, you edit the user, you pop into level of access. And then if you scroll down to the very bottom, you've got the business dashboard option. So if I want to remove access from Jackie, I can just simply untick the business dashboard option and then save that. So then she's now only got partial access. So when she logs in, she won't see it. If they don't see it and they need access, the steps are exactly the same. Okay, so I can see you guys are keeping keeping Jackie, Michael, and Matt busy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pop back to my slides. So just a reminder, do keep your questions coming. Like I say, we've got three experts on questions today, and also as well, if you want to download the handout, we've got some useful links on there as well. So I want to get that downloaded as well. Just while I wait for any further questions to come through, just want to launch a poll on your screen there. And now you've seen the business dashboard, what its capabilities are, gives you that business insight. If you are on version 28 and above, are you likely to use the business dashboard now going forward? Understandably, you might still need to have a little play around with that, which is absolutely fine. But yes, if you can just pop an answer in there for me, yes or no, just so we can gain insight on your opinions today. So pop those answers in for me. Again, we'll usually wait until around 70-75%. So I can see those answers are coming through now. Again, there's nothing to say that you can't try it. It might not work for you. You might prefer to work in the way that you've always been working, which is absolutely fine, just doing it via reports. But like I say, it's not going to change anything in your data if you do try it. it's just giving you, it's just a different way to export that information. Okay, so we've got around 70%. So we'll close that poll down. Don't worry if you haven't voted. So as you can see, 93% of you have said yes, and 7% of you have said no. Again, still try it out. You know, you might be surprised on what you can actually find on there, especially when you've got all the different widgets on there. You might find some of them do actually work for you. But yeah. Okay, so I'll hide that poll down. So just while I wait for any further questions to come through. So we have got the Help Centre available for if you need any further support, not just with this topic, but just in general. So by visiting sage.co.uk/help, you can search the knowledge base, find support guides, find other webinars, videos, but also you can get in touch with our support team via this way as well. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll just have a look at the questions, see what's come through so far. Question there from Anne. So would Sage or Dashboard ever be available for mobile users? So we do have a different product which is cloud-based, which is online. This is more of a desktop software. So like I say, if you want to check out the Sage Accounting, that's an online version of the software. You know, it's a bit more limited than what the 50 accounts is. A question there from Karen. Let's have a look. So is there a way to have the business dashboard, the default screen, when loading Sage instead of the home page? So I'll just put back to my software and let's have a look. So if we go to Tools and then Options, and then into Startup, not Startup, View, sorry. So we pop into the View tab. Let's have a look to see if it does show. So yes, it does. It does, Karen. So you can actually choose Business Dashboard. So if you want the Business Dashboard to open, that's how you change that. I'll go through where the steps are again. So if you want to change it to open on Business Dashboard as soon as you launch the software, we go to Tools along the top, Options, into the View tab at the end, and then in the drop down, you choose Business Dashboards and then click OK. So when you close, it will not take effect until you close the software and re-log in. And also that is user specific. So that will only launch into Business Dashboard for those users who have that selected. Okay, so just whilst the guys are catching up with those questions, we'll pop back to the slides. So just a reminder of the sessions that we've got going on. So obviously today is the last session before the quiz tomorrow at 11 a.m. But we are repeating these sessions again next week. So if you haven't been able to attend 5 this week, it does count if you do attend the remaining that you need to earn the badge next week as well. So what I'll do, just while I wait for you say we've still got questions coming through. So I'm just going to show you a short video on Accredible, which gives you access to your badge and how to get access as well. So like I say, keep your questions coming and we'll pick them up after the session after the video's ended. Okay, so what I want to show you, just before we wrap up the session, like I say, we've finished a little bit earlier than the 45 minutes, but I want to show you this guide, which I did mention earlier on in the session. So if you type into the Help Center or the help within your software, and you just type in, what can I add to my business dashboard? And the article that you're looking for, once it loads, it's not going to load at the moment, but basically what the article is called is, what information can I add to my business dashboard? And why this is really helpful is it tells you where it's pulling that information from. So if you're not sure how it's calculating, you can come to this guide and it will tell you. So no question coming there about my liability looks completely wrong. Where does it help get the information from? If you come to this guide and you scroll at the bottom, you go to VAT liability. It's the current difference between the sales and the purchase VAT control accounts. So it just gives you a bit more understanding of how those are calculated. Another question that came through, I just want to come in. So I don't seem to add a report widget. Am I not looking in the right place? So I'll just pop back to my software. And I'll just remind you where you can find this. So we'll pop into Business Dashboard. And if you want to add more into, so either add a new report widget, you need to go to Edit first. Then it gives you the options down the side. Another question come in there as well. How do you delete a setup widget? So if you want to delete a widget, you've just got the little delete icon there. It looks like a little bin there. You can click on that and it will delete that from your dashboard. If you want to actually delete one from down the side, so for example, customer overview, or for whatever reason you might want to delete this one, that's for Abby. In the top right, you've got the current, delete the current dashboard. So you can click on that. Yes, I want to delete it. And you can see there that it's removed that one from the side. You can see there from Carolyn, so is there a widget for credited days? Again, I'm not going to go through them, but you can actually search as well along the top. So you can type in credit, and it'll bring all the ones that are relating to creditors, or I got credits in there, so you can do that, or could be customer. I could spell. So you've got different ones you've got in there that you need to have a look through as well, because it's quite a lot in there. So have a look, and also check out that guide, as it is going to tell you how the widgets calculate as well. Okay, so I'm just going to pop back to my slides. So that does bring us to the end of today's session. Finished a little bit earlier, so you will get some time back today. But please feel free to stay around for the next minute or so if you do have any further questions to ask. If you've got what you need today and you want to leave the session, you are going to receive an email in around an hour or so with links to both our webinar schedule and today's recorded session for you to refer back to if needs be. Upon exiting the session, you will see a survey at the end. If you could please let me know any feedback regarding today's session. We do love when you pop comments on there as well. I do read every single comment on there. So if you can pop a message on there for me as well, what you liked, what could have been done better. We always do look at ways to improve our webinar. Okay, so just while Michael's picking up that last question, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this session. I want to say thank you to my colleagues who have been on hand today to answer your questions, and thank you to you all for your participation today. Just a reminder, we've got plenty of sessions, not just next week for the badging event, we've got other standard sessions coming up as well. So don't be shy and get registered. So I want to say another thank you and take care.